It's the most wonderful time of the year here at the Village, which could be a one-stop shop when it comes to holiday gift buying. Of course, not everything at the Village is gift-worthy, but let's see how many things I can find that I genuinely would be delighted to receive as a gift. I'm sure we all know a few big fans of graphic novel television adaptations. Check out all these Preacher Season 1 Blu-rays. In total, there was about a dozen of these spread out throughout this section. All still sealed, $6 each, so you could buy all of these and make 12 Preacher fans pretty happy, or one Preacher fan confused and annoyed. Right behind the movies and TV shows, I found that Santa brought Christmas to the Village ahead of schedule. This used to be 1.5 shelves of Nintendo Wii shovelware. I'm not here for a few months and suddenly they've got all these Xbox and PlayStation games. So many games here that I would love to get too. But I'm not shopping for me though, so I better not buy Munch's Odyssey. Oh, hold up. They've got Enter the Matrix for the Xbox. Boy, do I ever miss the $3 days. Even $5. But $7? Ah, who am I kidding? Of course I bought it. But I'm not here to buy stuff for myself. I'm here to find some good Christmas gifts. So let's hit up the kitchen aisle and take a gander at this here natural yogurt maker. Can't tell if that's a name brand or a description. In terms of gifts I would be excited to receive, this wouldn't be on the list. But if you know someone who collects vintage yogurt makers, this might work. Before you wrap it up, you might want to give this one a good cleaning though. The dial and, right over here on the front could use a little toothbrush TLC. Now, you know what? Even if you do have a yogurt lover in your life, this still probably is not a great gift. But I know where we'll find some good stuff. In assorted electronics, and it's looking stacked with gift potential right now. The shelves are jam-packed with all sorts of things, but nothing's really jumping out at me. Except for that thing down there in the corner. Let's take a closer look. Seems to be a fog machine of some kind, but it looks like the tank that holds the liquid is missing. This thing also feels kinda cheap. It's almost entirely made out of plastic. But hey, if you're willing to track down the tank, you could pair it up with this incredible looking karaoke machine and throw an awesome Christmas party that no one could go to because we'll probably be under another lockdown. But no time to worry about that. We're at the Village. We come here to forget, not to dwell. No one has time for that anymore. Just like no one has an alarm clock anymore. Sure, it's because most people use their cell phone, but honestly, this would be great for any fan of Lego Batman. It's in fantastic shape and seems fully functional. I know many people who would love to have this for their kids or themselves. Another great gift. And we're just warming up because hanging on to hooks over there is one of the best gifts because hanging on to hooks is one of the best gifts you can find here in the Village. USB gaming controllers. Now they want $15 though. They have several, so it would be nice to see these at $7. But as someone who uses a controller almost exactly like this every single day, I can tell you that it is definitely preferable to using a keyboard for most games. And if I had the money to spare, I would pay that much extra for one of these good ones over, any of these other USB controllers. But as long as they work and you give them a really good thorough cleaning, it's a pretty solid gift. Close by, we have a Polaroid branded 6000 milliamp lithium-ion battery. 2 outputs, so hopefully you can charge 2 phones at the same time. It is possible this thing doesn't work anymore and it's just a paperweight, but it still might hold a charge. Could be a good addition if you were building someone a bug-out bag. Am I saying that right? Bug-out bag? And speaking of Polaroid, another great addition to any bug-out bag is a camera that doesn't take any batteries. And this one looks like it fits the bill, but apparently it does require 2 AA batteries, which wouldn't weigh much. And when it comes to bug-out bags, it's all about packing light. Only the essentials. This camera isn't even remotely essential, but it might put a smile on the face of a vintage camera collector, although I would check online to see if film is available and, not really expensive. Otherwise, not a bad gift for the right person. Here's another great example of a really interesting vintage camera that would make for a great gift if it wasn't for the type of film it takes. This is an Agfilmatic 2008 telesensor. It's a little point-and-shoot style film camera from the 70s, and if I had to guess, it used to be owned by someone named Jessica. It uses 110 film in these funky little film rolls, and after a quick internet searching, it seems like you might actually still be able to buy that kind of film, but it's not cheap, and I'm not sure how many places still develop it. So on the surface, a vintage camera seems like a great gift, but unless it takes regular 35mm film, or you know someone who just loves having cameras like this on display, then I would go for a different type of gift. Or maybe you aren't even looking for a gift and you just want some Christmas decorations. Well, the Village has all kinds, including this choir angel that looks like someone just dropped an ice cube down the back of their shirt. Or maybe they just got goosed. I hope it's the latter because, who wants an ice cube down the back of their shirt? Well, I guess they're wearing a dress, but you know what I'm saying. Whoa, I just noticed they have something even more disturbing. A naked Santa taking a bubble bath. At least I assume those are bubbles. It could just be body hair, and if that's the case, then this is even more disturbing than I thought.
Splash, I was thinking about after the Christmas time. Delivered all the presents to my Santa's yeah, bringing joy and Christmas delight. Now the Santa's parked out back and the reindeer's asleep. Got the bubble bath around me from my head to my feet. I'm gonna
No bubble bath, Santa. We're not going to do any of that. Instead, we're going to check out the glass display case for the last time this year. And it looks like we get some new stuff to gawk at. At least I don't see all the same old junk from the first 15 episodes. Except maybe this Game Boy Color. It looks like the same one they wanted $100 for, but this one's only $70. So maybe it is different. I don't know. Either way, I'm not really interested unless the screen is backlit. So let's see what else they've got. Nice little selection of Swiss Army knives and bottle openers. You could pair one of those up with a nice bottle of wine. It's funny that they have them sandwiched between all these Nintendo handheld games for children. Yoshi's Island for the Game Boy Advance would be cool. $20 is a little rich for my blood, but hey, at least it's worth playing. Let's see if they got anything good here on the next shelf down. Ooh, look at that! Total Recall for the NES. When I was a kid, my cousin rented it, and we couldn't get past the part where you get in a gunfight with Sharon Stone. $10 isn't a horrible price. But no matter what they want for that copy of Winter Games by Epix, it's just too damn much. But hey, at least those sandwich bags filled with pennies are now gone. And speaking of gone, in a few more days, 2021 will be gone. Although I don't really know anyone who's gonna miss it. Alright, well, I think it goes without saying, but I will say it anyways. You gotta know someone really well before you can get them a good gift that they're actually going to enjoy. Otherwise, you just get them a card, or, bake them some cookies, or maybe a nice lasagna. And I know that everything that comes out of my mouth, it just ends up sounding like sarcasm at some point, but I really would love it if someone gifted me some lasagna for Christmas. Or many of the other things we looked at in this episode. Because at this point in time in my life, receiving gifts takes a backseat to everything else the holidays have to offer, especially the food. So go eat something delicious, and don't worry about it, because thrifting burns calories, and we're gonna get in great shape next year. Right here in the Village of Values.